Yeah, that was if, depending upon whether he wanted that position or not. One of the things that I think that John left out is that he mentioned he'd worked his way through the ranks, as lieutenant, captain. Well, he was a deputy chief on the volunteer side. And so I was really thrilled. I had a conversation with him, a very casual conversation with him, when we were planning on hiring a full-time deputy chief. And I said, hey, you wouldn't be interested in maybe moving over as a full-time? He really surprised me that, oh yeah, I would maybe be interested in that. And because of the qualities John has, is his leadership, his skills and his abilities that he had demonstrated throughout all of his years as being here on the department, it was just like, wow, this was a really good candidate for us to consider. And we went through a testing process, and we did it. It was an internal testing process with our other members, and John did very well on there. And I was just tickled pink that we were able to offer him the job, and that he accepted that, all knowing that he had the skills and abilities to lead the department that next step. But it depended on two factors. One is whether he wanted to do that, and two is whether that's what the board direction would like. And it's all fallen into place, and I'm extremely thankful that we've had the last 3 years here almost to work together and be a really good team. And that's support. The thing that's really important about when you put your team together is you look at where your strengths or weaknesses are, and you find someone that can fill maybe your voids. And that's where John and I work really well together. And between the two of us, we cover all of our bases, because my weaknesses are his strengths, and so forth. And that's important when you build your team. And it's just been really wonderful. One of the things that I've had the opportunity to share with staff is that a lot of times when you leave a career and you step down or whatever, move on, you are hopeful you can say that the last few years have been the best. But I have shared with them that it's just been awesome that the last 3 years have been the best 3 years of my career, the last part of my career. And it's all because of the great staff that we have in our membership. And so that's pretty neat.
Hasn't talked about yet the BLS transport and ALS transport that we started in here about 7-8 years ago or 10 years ago.
What are those acronyms?
So up until about 2007.
She's 17.
Yeah. Okay, so when did we start doing the BLS?
2017.
17, okay.
And BLS is?
So basic life support.
Got it.
So if somebody has a stomach ache or a broken ankle or something like that, typically before that time period, we would respond to it, and then the city would come with their ambulance and do the transport of the patient. And with Rocky's leadership, we started doing that ourselves, being able to transport those that need basic life support, and doing those transports ourselves. And then taking it the next step, and that's ALS, Advanced Life Support. So that involves having paramedics on board the ambulance. So we hired some paramedics, being able to do a higher level of care on some of those calls, that stroke, heart attack, they need IVs, drugs, etc. So that's a program that is, I wouldn't say it's in its infancy now, but certainly when he started, that was a vision he had, and it's been a success for us here in the district. So it was kind of a natural step. They were encouraging me to join as well, and I had a couple of friends that were also on that department or on that station. And so it really, like he said, neighbor helping neighbor was really the essence of volunteerism for District 4, and I kind of fell right into that, and it was a great feeling. Enjoyed being able to help people, and so I stayed with it all those years and kind of worked my way up. And then there was an opportunity for a new position here as a full-time deputy chief, and so I was at a time in my career where it made sense for me to make a move, and I'm very grateful I did.